I call the meeting of the Atoka City Council to order. Ask everyone to rise as we do the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Face the flag, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you bow with me, please? Our most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you this evening, Lord, just asking your blessings over this meeting. Lord, just give us the wisdom needed to advance our city and improve the quality of life for our citizens. Lord, we ask that each one have a safe trip home. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Good evening to everyone. This beautiful evening that we have out here today. It's not 104 outside right now, so it's pretty nice. This time, will the clerk call roll, please?
Mr. Turner,
Yes. Here.
Mr. Sherrill,
Here.
Ms. McGee, Ms. Pogue. Here. Mayor Kathy.
Here. Okay, and we move down. This is the public comment time. This is anything that's not on the posted agenda. You may address the board at this time. Hearing none, we will move down to the business agenda. Item number 1, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of September 3rd, 2024.
Make a motion we approve.
Motion, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue,
Yes.
Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mayor Kathy.
Yes. Item number 2, discussion and/or action regarding accepting or rejecting the city manager's report. Good evening, Mr. Dealey. How are you, sir?
Good evening. You're doing great. I hope everyone else is as well. My report is on attachment number 2, if anyone has any questions.
No questions for the city manager. Do I hear a motion to accept the report?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Ms. Pogue.
Yes.
Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Mayor Kathy.
Yes. Item number 3, discussion and/or action on approving or rejecting the payment of purchase orders for the city of Atoka for the month of August 2024.
Those are on attachment number 3, and I've looked through all those today. But if anybody has any questions, just let me know.
How much to approve?
Second.
Have a motion and second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue.
Yes.
Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill.
Yes.
Mayor Kathy.
Yes. Item number 4, discussion and/or action regarding adopting and rejecting resolution number 2024-25, authorizing the mayor, city manager, emergency management director, and necessary staff to apply for a grant through the Emergency Response Capability and Impact Grant Program and sign all necessary documents to file and process the grant related to the Skyline project. Mr. Delay is,
Mr. Mullins is.
Mr. Mullins is here. Good evening, sir.
This is a one-time grant that we can apply for through some of the COVID money that the state has left over. We're applying for the tower grant to assist us in building a communication tower on Scratch Hill. It's a up to $250,000, 50% match, and we'll take about almost every bit of that match to get it. If we can get this, then we can talk to like Choctaws and ones like that to see if they can assist us on our match part of it. They're just waiting to see if we can get this grant or not.
Okay.
So you do think that the Choctaws will pay for some of it?
They got equipment on it, we've never charged them for it, so
Okay.
they said they would help us, but they
And
won't
if
tell me
they
how
don't,
much.
do we have enough to cover it?
At that point, we'll have to sit down with y'all and the city manager
We'll just
and,
have to look at it and get the other, there's some other people that are invested in that as well that we can approve,
Okay.
so.
there's some other partner, and there are some partners that's talked about coming. They're just waiting to see if we can get some of the money at least before they decide yes or no, because their budgets are just like ours, stretched to the.
If we did get it and we couldn't do it, would we be penalized if we had to turn it back?
No.
And this is, just so everybody knows, the items that are on that tower are communications, fire and life safety,
Yes.
all those things that help the city of Atoka and the county.
Not
think
just the
county
county, I
wants
mean,
this?
some of the surrounding counties too, get the NOAA weather radio off that tower, so.
So it's a vital
Very
piece of
vital.
infrastructure.
Very, very vital piece of infrastructure. That's just get its max life age is what we're running into.
Yes.
Okay.
How much to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Ms. Pogue.
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill.
Yes.
Mayor Kathy.
Yes. Travis, that tower can't be that old, because I remember when I was a kid. So it can't be more than 10 or 15 years old, really, out of this.
Add 550 on top of that, we'll start talking.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Item number 5, discussion and/or action regarding adopting or rejecting resolution number 2024-26, authorizing the mayor, city manager, emergency management director, and necessary staff to apply for a grant through the Emergency Response Capability and Impact Grant Program, and sign all necessary documents to file and process a grant related to the mobile operations project.
This is the same thing, we were able to apply for 2 grants. So what we're applying for is like a pickup and a trailer that we can run like communications and operations out of. For like, if we're having an event over here, our command staff, like Gene and us, can be inside of it. It'll assist in drone operations and stuff like that on like missing people and stuff. We were able to apply again for up to $250,000 with a 50% match. It's something me and Danny's talked about, me and Gene's talked about several times, and we can probably find some partners to help us on it. It's just, we need to be able to say, we got the grant, this is how much we got, this is what we need, and we can see who will help us and assist us on that too, at that point. There's no guarantee we'll get the second grant. We're not really saying guaranteed the one, but they're gonna prioritize one, and if there's money left over, then they'll go for a second for us.
Which
So
that's
we
usually
would,
how it
if we
works.
got both, we'd have to come up with $250,000, pretty much.
Each.
Each. Which, the second one is not quite, it would be less than 200 on it, is what our match would be on it. The tower itself is, the first one, you're looking, depending upon the quotes that come back, we got a high quote. Nobody will actually provide us with an additional quote on the tower, so the tower may actually be cheaper when we actually go out for bids. Because that's when crews will actually get competitive and give us a good quote. The other guy just done some numbers off the top of his head and sent me a quote. So, I mean, both of these could come in less than what we're thinking right now. So, it's just something I'd like to apply for. If we don't get it, we don't get it. If we get it, then we can look at if we can fund it. If not, we'll tell the state we can no longer fund it. We're returning this back.
Okay. Almost to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Ms. Poe?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes. Item number 6, discussion and/or action regarding adopting or rejecting resolution number 2024-27, authorizing the mayor, city manager, emergency management director, and necessary staff to apply for the emergency management performance grant and sign all necessary documents to file and process the grant.
Well, you're busy.
Yeah. Especially right now, because they all come at the same time. This is a EMPG grant. We've had it in the past. We run into some training issues, and I didn't get it 2 years ago, so we had a 1-year cool-down period. We're back to where we can get it. The document will come out, and it requires mine and the mayor's signature. Before we hadn't run it through a council meeting, but kind of Johnny said we needed to, so I'm getting it done a little early because this application is like a 10-day window. When I get it, I got 10 days, me and Brian's got 10 days to sign this and be done.
And this one, how much is it for?
$10,000 is all.
Okay.
It's $2,500 quarterly as long as we match, or we meet certain criteria.
Okay. Almost to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Ms. Poe?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes. And it doesn't matter the size of any grant, we're happy to receive any funds possible, so. All right, item number 7, discussion and/or action to accept or reject the utility easement from Atoka Public School District, Independent School District number 15, on a tract of land in section 15, Township 2 South, Range 11 East. Mr. Dealey, is this you, or is
This
this
is
city
Mr.
attorney?
City Attorney.
Oh, okay. This is, there's 2 items, items 7 and 8, that are companion items. This is a utility easement that runs over behind Atoka Elementary School, sewer easement from that hill area behind elementary across the street. The manhole actually sits in the middle of that pond that is there. And so the city is
Causes issues accessing the manhole,
Yep,
does it?
apparently we drained the pond into the city sewer system last year, and that's frowned upon. So, we are relocating that sewer line, to a better location, and these are some easements that we acquired to do that.
Okay, very good. So, very necessary.
Yes.
And they're just about finished with that project.
Oh, we done the project before we finished the
So we
easements,
should really
yeah.
look hard at this.
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
Yes.
So
Do
we
I-
keep,
hear
Yeah,
a motion?
reject them. Erica, I dare you.
All motion to approve.
Time is of the essence.
I'll second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes. Item number 8, discussion and/or action to accept or reject the utility easement from Daniel G. and Janice L. Gardner on a tract of land in section 15, Township 2 South, Range 11 East. And you said this is a companion item that
Yes,
goes along with it?
same project.
So this would be the property on the north side of 6th Street?
Correct.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes. Move down, is there any new business? Hearing none, do a council comments?
Make a motion to adjourn?
That's what I'm looking for.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes. Next meeting of the evening is the Atoka Municipal Authority, which call roll, please.
Ms. Pogue?
Here.
Mr. Turner?
There.
Mr. Sherrill?
Here.
Ms. McGee? Chairman Kathy?
Here. All right, thank you for staying with us. Again, this is the public comment time, so anything's not on the posted agenda, you may address the board at this time. Hearing none, we'll move down to the business agenda. Item number 1, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of September 3rd, 2024.
All motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number 2, discussion and/or action approving or rejecting the payment of purchase orders for the Atoka Municipal Authority for the month of August, 2024.
Those are on attachment number 2, if anyone has any questions.
Make a motion we approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number 3, discussion and/or action to approve or reject a written extension and amendment of contract and agreement with Rural Water District Number 4.
This agreement I have read and reviewed, and I find it acceptable. The only thing that I've spoke with the mayor about is there's nothing contained in this agreement that deals with price. And at the current time, they are charging us more for water when we purchase water from them than what we're charging them, which is concerning to me because if you're mutually assisting each other with the water supply, I feel like the price should be the same. So I'm fine with approving the agreement. I think we need to go ahead and do that tonight, but we may bring back a proposal to the board to adjust our fee schedule for Rural Water 4 to make it the highest rate of either ours or theirs. And therefore,
So it's a balanced number.
yeah, it'll be the
No matter
same,
which way.
same amount going in as coming back out.
Okay.
I agree.
Motion to approve.
Second?
A motion is second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Are there any trustee comments?
Make a motion we
I
adjourn?
heard a motion to adjourn,
I'll
just
second.
heard it, I heard that in a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna move the agendas around a little bit since we have an executive session under the Industrial Authority. So the next meeting of the evening will be the Atoka Facilities Authority. Would you call roll, please?
Mr. Turner?
Here.
Ms. McGee? Mr. Sherrill?
Here.
Ms. Pogue?
Here.
Chairman Kathy?
Here. And this is posted, public comment time. If there's anything that's not on the posted agenda, you may address the board at this time. And hearing none, down the business agenda. Public recognition, we do have 2 strangers here this evening that are with us because they spend all their time at the ball fields and not here, so appreciate you guys being here tonight. Item number 1 on the business agenda is discussion and action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of August 19th, 2024.
All motion to approve.
And I'll second.
The motion is second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number 2, discussion and/or action regarding accepting or rejecting the sports complex manager's report.
Guys have been working hard, and they got a presentation coming up about some future development that we're really excited about on the sports complex. Other than that, the fall district has the flag football guys. All the teams are assigned. Destry, that starts October 1st?
Yes, well, the first week in October.
First week in October, and that's exciting.
Are we using that grassy spot out there? Or are we using the football field?
Actually,
We're actually gonna use the baseball, one of the baseball fields.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have big numbers this year, but first year of promoting it, so we had, I think, 39 kids, but it's 4 different teams. So we're gonna do 4 teams on Saturday mornings from 10 to 2 games apiece on Saturday mornings, so.
Cool.
and they will fit inside the baseball fields.
Yes.
So are you gonna mark them, or?
Yeah, we're gonna,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
They'll be 40 yards wide, 50 yards long, so.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it's not like a full?
It's not a full, no, not for flag football.
Okay,
Yeah, and we did the 4U through the 6U, we combined them together, so.
so they're the little ones then?
Yes, just little ones. Once you get to about 8U, they start playing tackle football, so I wanted to get something in our community
For the, okay.
for little ones.
Okay.
Perfect. Any other questions? If not, do I hear a motion to accept the report?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number 3, discussion and/or action on approving or rejecting payment of purchase orders for the Atoka Industrial Facilities Authority for the month of August 2024.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number 4, discussion and/or action regarding adding Gene Dotson as an authorized signer for the Atoka Industrial Facilities Development Authority in all accounts held by First Bank and/or AmeriState Bank.
Make a motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number 5, presentation of field conversion, adding fields, bleachers, shade structures at the Atoka Sports Complex.
So Curtis has been working very hard on getting quotes and everything.
Okay.
Curtis, if you walk over to the presentation,
I would try to.
please.
You've had a real good report, there's not much walking to it, it's just following along. I can walk with you with the report, or I can just kind of wing it. You know, in 2018, I approached Carol about doing a field conversion on the softball field. We've had 2 high school baseball fields, and really, we weren't using them for anything but for little kid stuff and things like that, so we converted the back baseball field to a softball field.
And that's field 4.
That's field 4, and we, you know, immediately saw an increase in tournament games and stuff like that, because we were playing games that fit that field as opposed to trying to play. We only had 1 softball field for starters, so you couldn't play much of a tournament for that. So we did that. First thing we did was make a temporary fence out there, and we ran with that for 4 years. And then last year, we put a permanent fence up out there when we were doing backstops on the soccer fields for practice fields, and then we put 2 more fields up back there on the field 4 for T-ball. So kind of moving forward on that, we've got another high school field that we're only playing 90% of our games are T-ball and coach pitch. We just don't use that field for its intended purpose, which is high school. We use it 1 weekend a year for the Atoka Junior High Wood Bat Tournament, and they might schedule a game or 2 during the season. Stringtown used to use it for 7 or 8 games a year, but they're down where they just use it once a season, if they even have a team. So there again, that field's been used 95% of games. Destry schedules T-ball and coach pitch on that field, on this great big field. my proposal in looking at that was to take that field and make it dimensional for a youth coach pitch and Pee Wee baseball. And what we would do is they would come into that field, they'll push the home plate back, they'll push all the dimensions back like we did on field 4, so that it fits. You not have this great big space on the foul lines and stuff like that. The field will be dimensional for the age groups that are playing on it. And I've proposed that we do sliding pits as opposed to a big dirt infield. Sliding pits will be easier for me to tarp and to maintain, hopefully with weather and stuff like that, because that's another issue with that big baseball field, is when it's wet, and there's not much I can do to get it dry sometimes. There's been a lot of times we've had to cancel games on that field because it's wet. So that moving forward and having a field with the dimensions like that will allow district tournaments to be better, because they'll be playing on a field, teams will want to come and play because it'll be on the right field. So that's kind of where we went, that's where we looked at it, and then, we've added bleachers and backstops and dugouts to the other 2 fields, and we want to go ahead and, we thought we might as well just go ahead and try to make one big package and, add more fields back there. This will give us 8 ball fields in that complex. The fields will be T-ball fields, but T-ball is where our biggest growth is. I mean, you had 400 T-ball kids out of 800.
16 or 18 6U and 14 4U teams.
Yeah. So it's mainly going to benefit our league, but we might be able to do some T-ball tournaments and stuff like that if
We had one last week.
Yeah, so we can put them on right.
And that's
on
really
T-ball.
late in the season compared to what I know we've played, how late we've played in years past.
Yes, we would have one this coming week also.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see that extra extension onto the season.
Yeah.
More people in town utilizing the
We have 3
facilities.
from Dallas coming this weekend, so.
Wow, awesome.
And the baseball field is literally only used 2 weeks
I was
of
going
the
to say,
year.
one weekend for the junior high with that, one or two
Yeah, like-
games, and then that's it.
Like
So-
last weekend, you couldn't use the baseball field because it's a team tournament, and you cannot play, there's no bases, there's, take down or whatever, you can't use that field.
Right.
And it's only for 14U and up. High
Yeah.
school.
I know that when they built the complex, they put 2 high school fields back there, and I wasn't involved with any planning, so I don't know what the thought process was. I've been out there a long time, obviously, and I've tried to get some high school games. Most high schools have their own fields. They have a home place. They don't care to pay or come somewhere else and play. Heck, Stringtown doesn't want to play there, and they don't have a field. So that's just kind of the way it is. That's their home, home and stuff like that. I set up some games, away games, and meeting in the middle games with some of the schools, and, that's about it, We haven't done anything, they took the Sun Belt away from us 8 or 10 years ago. Well, we kind of showed up in Calster a little bit, so we kind of thought,
Yeah, and
we'll
that's.
come back, so that's
Um,
kind of bad that way.
And that's been a challenge, and honestly, still with just 2 full-size baseball fields, it's still really hard to run any kind of tournament. When I've seen travel ball played,
Yeah,
you're on 6 or 8 different fields at one complex
Exactly.
in order to run that big of a tournament for the.
And
I
for
think
large-
what we're kind of pushing here is because we mainly run 12U and under,
Yeah.
and you need more of these smaller fields to
Correct.
run
yeah.
bigger tournaments that way.
Yeah, and this new field, if we'll push the dimensions back, and it'll have bases that you can play 8U, 6U, 8U, 10U, and 12U. You can play 4 age groups of baseball on one field, so it'll be multidimensional to use. What else do you want me to talk about? Ms. Carol?
So now we need to talk about the budget. So if you look at this last page, it's got the 2 options. Originally, when we converted that one field, it was $16,000 just for the field conversion, and then later we added the other fields, and we added used bleachers. So the big difference between this cost, we're looking at $92,900 if we use an aluminum style shade cover, like a carport-ish type shade cover. If we go with the canvas, then that's a lot more expensive, and the $136,000 with the canvas does not include installation. Where I think we can get this is we've got the money that comes from ACETA. In the budget this year is $30,000. It has been approved previously up to $30,000 a quarter as needed. I suggest that we take the $30,000 from ACETA and then do $60,000 from AFA. We are getting ready to go into 5 months of no income on AFA as far as sports complex income, but we do have the lodging tax that does still continue to come in. So anyway, I suggest going with the aluminum covers at this point to get this in, because we can handle the 90, the roughly nothing.
How, I mean, without looking at the aluminum, how high is it above the seating area?
So Curtis,
Well, the reason I ask is because when it's July and August, you don't want to feel like you're in a microwave sitting underneath an aluminum roof.
Right, yeah, we can custom.
Versus going with canvas that matches everything else we have at the complex.
it will be cool, canvas would be cooler,
Yes.
but these are in the very back. And
Understood.
honestly, no matter what we do, that sun's gonna be setting, it's gonna be shining in. It's
Right.
gonna be very hard for,
It's more midday.
yeah,
And the one thing is, the canvas is permanent also.
yeah.
The other ones, you can move them, but they are permanent, the ones, the canvas ones are. And like I said, our numbers are huge right now. If you see our numbers right here.
Well, that's what I was looking at your-
They're huge. Hopefully they continue to grow. I mean, and they had to be permanent, but you never know what's gonna happen, McAllister could open up a brand new complex and all those teams go to McAllister. You don't know. And hopefully they still stay here and we continue to grow, because we're pulling teams for just our league from McAllister, Broken Bow, just to come here and play in the league. So, hopefully it continues to grow. But like I said, the canvas ones are permanent.
And I look at the caliber of our complex. I mean, and, there's several others that have built new complexes since that one's been built. And, it's the nicest thing we ever played
100%.
at.
That's all we
And-
have, like McAllister and Savannah, and, all those people from over there coming and playing. I had a Hartsville team, driving an hour and 20 minutes to come play in our complex
Yeah.
for league ball this year.
And, I know when you say they're permanent, you have to dig a hole, pour concrete, set the posts.
Yes,
I mean, can you make them where they're bolt down, where they have a base that, like the others up there? I mean, the ones we have on our shades,
Oh.
they're bolt down bases. They have,
They have a really big base
Mhm.
though, to bolt down to.
I was kind of looking more at those shade structures that are on the splash pad, just kind of that arm, and those are still surprisingly expensive compared to, and like I said, they'll take a lot of concrete, and they're there, once we set them, that's there. The good thing, when we just were talking about the carport type structures, that, number one, they'll come and install them. They're semi-permanent, they could be moved if something came up and we needed to move them, or.
well, the concern I have with the semi-permanent is you blow up a nice little April or May shower with some 60-mile-an-hour gusts all of a sudden, and one of those tears loose. That's my concern.
Now, the carport things that we've put down by the maintenance shed have held up really well.
I mean, I'm all for
I mean,
one of
it-
these two packages. I would,
We'll-
I'm just telling you my
we
opinion.
absolutely need at least one of them, because.
Yes.
I go back to like this summer, when league ball was ending in June, and we got to be 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I hated for my T-ball players to go down there and just bang.
Right.
Everybody else up
Well,
in nice complex in shade, and they're down there with umbrella. I mean, it was awful for them. I hated, but we had to, because that's the only field we had to play on, so.
I don't want to lower the quality of our complex
That's
by
fine.
getting something that looks different. I'd rather spend the extra
Then-
and have something that matches.
So that's,
Okay, So this
Before
hun-
we looking, I was looking just to give us two options.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, no, I'm just saying my
I'd love to
opinion,
have
but-
better stuff too, but I don't.
I mean, those have held up extraordinarily well.
Very well.
Extraordinarily, longer than I thought they would.
Absolutely.
But when I'm looking at your chart here that you've provided us, and it looks like, I don't know that Evel Knievel would try to jump off this ramp of the incline in growth at the park. We need to keep maintaining that, in my opinion, to a level that keeps people wanting to come back. They've probably said to you, man, we'd really like some shade.
They've
More-
said to
I'm gonna
everybody.
guess twice maybe they brought it up,
More
maybe.
than that.
Yeah, so
Diane's not here
It-
tonight.
Yeah, if she was here, you would be hearing more about
it
that.
shows that you guys are bringing it to us to listen, you're listening to them and trying to improve the quality of the experience that our guests are having at the ballpark. And, I mean, there's still lots of growth potential out there, and I think, you know, that first field conversion was kind of a test run to see what that acceptance level was gonna be for softball and the Little League.
And it's helped out tremendously.
And it's been, I think it's been a win. You know, hopefully, in the future, we need to go build 4 or 5 baseball fields somewhere. So, I mean, for the bigger guys. But,
I do think it's gonna grow. I mean, we have a lot of housing looking to be built here, and our league is gonna grow out of that, so.
When you're ready, I've got a mock-up complex drawn up for the soccer field.
Good.
For T-ball and coach pitch, so
Yep.
it's ready to go.
Ready to expand. Yep.
well, I mean, it just, you know, part of it's having a big enough, you know, if you can host large enough tournaments to,
Exactly, and like, right now, the tournaments that I put on, you can't really sanction them, I can only put on like 8U and 10U and 12U just because of the fields. If we get more fields, I can put on U-trip tournaments and stuff like that with 10U, 11U, 12U divisions, single, you know, A divisions. So, and that, the more fields we get, the more we can do.
It's like I told somebody when they said, her games don't start until 8:15 at night. And I stopped short of telling this person, wait a minute, I know your son was rodeoing at 10 o'clock at night on a school night.
Yeah.
But I said, you know, 900 kids, 6 fields, do the math. It, you know,
well, that's,
So do we need more land or something to expand on? or-
eventually, so that's, I mean, right now, we just need to get the 2 more fields at this point. Because we're still looking, 136,000 is gonna be the absolute cheapest with the canvas shades. That's not installation, and that's not the 165 yards of screened topsoil. I mean, so there's some cost that's not in this. So, I mean, you're probably looking at closer to 150 by the time it's all said and done. But it would look great, but there's only so much we can do at a time. But Curtis has a great plan. Him and Destry have been talking about what else we can do and where we can do it. We do own that property that
Well,
goes
that's what I was
back
gonna
into
say,
those
do we
woods.
have more property back there or
We do.
something? So that way we can.
you know, the
do some
terrain
of this
starts to
other
get
stuff.
fairly difficult
It's
to build on
Tough.
because of the hill and the drainage.
Valley and the wash, and, I mean, it's
Okay.
tough to do that there, but there's, Curtis has some really good ideas on how we can expand in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to take a look at what those opportunities are, get a little tighter numbers on some of this and the bleacher types and those kind of things, because I know there's more options for bleachers than, so.
Well, and
look at
we're
that
also
and
looking at,
Getting ready so that, and get it done quickly so that when season kicks off, you hammer down on this all fall and winter after you're closed out there, and you mothball the park for the year, and then
start in on
be
it,
ready.
because
Have it to the board here
Destry
where we.
starts league stuff in March, February.
Do what?
When do you start?
Sign-ups start in January, but I start, you know, league play in April, but.
But they start
But
practicing.
tournaments though, you'll have your first tournament probably end of February, 1st of March.
Right, that's what I'm getting at,
Yes.
so,
Yeah. So this, we've got a tight time frame to be able to get this done.
right,
And then plus, we've got a tight time frame of getting the guy that will do the field conversion here.
right. And so, I mean, like, if there's other numbers in that are unknown at this moment,
Yes.
kinda like, for me personally, not speaking for anybody else, but I'd like to kinda know what those hard numbers are, the installation all those other numbers, and that way we know what the full package is, so we don't go in this and go, well, we thought we were approving either 92 or 136, and now we're $175,000. You know what I'm saying? So,
And you might bring back a budget and, you know, show them where you're pulling the money from and everything, so that way we can see. the
yeah, we
visuals.
can look at the different options of how to, I mean, there's other avenues that we have in
Oh,
our
that's
budget
true.
to help us facilitate that,
Okay.
so.
All right, so Curtis, if you will work on getting hard numbers on the canvas option, including
So can we
installation.
approve to move forward with the project, or?
Okay, so the next item is this was the item that was there's no action on this item, it's the next item.
Item 6 is there. I want to say before we move that next item, to you two gentlemen, Carol, thank you for the diligence that you put into that ballpark. The comments that I hear from the public, you know, the Facebook posts, those things, it's impressive. You represent our city extraordinarily well, and I thank you for that. It's been a huge challenge to get things moving the right direction. You know, Curtis, I mean, for all the years, you're hamstrung by the fields that you had to offer. You know, so changing those things around, being willing to make those changes to bring those ideas to the board to get that done. Thank you both.
Seeing it, because I mean, I've seen it for a long time, we just haven't had an opportunity now. No, we do appreciate that,
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Curtis and Destry make a really, really good team.
Okay, so with that, we'll move down to item 6. Discussion and/or action approving a budget amount for field conversions and improvements.
Okay, so on this, so we've got a hard number on the field conversion, that's the 18.5, correct? That's an actual quote.
Minus the,
So we need,
screen topsoil.
we need the screen topsoil
And haul,
and hold.
maybe.
The city guys may be able to help us out on that.
You mean make you a sift where you can sift and screen all the,
So if we could approve the field conversion,
Sand buckets.
okay,
In the
And,
amount of 25,000?
of an amount not to exceed 25,000.
I'll make that motion.
And
Second.
force the
What-
city manager to help haul the dirt?
He's gonna drive one.
for
of the
$6 a mile?
Yeah.
$6 a loaded mile? Okay, now, just to be clear, you're just talking about just this one line item out of
Just-
this total
Yeah,
budget?
just the field conversion.
Do you have hard numbers on the fencing as well?
It's a rough, I went off of our last project, the fence and stuff. That's kind of the numbers I went off of, so it would have to be.
Yeah, let's dust that one
probably
off and
adjusted
check
a
it.
little bit.
Yeah.
Better check it out.
Materials have changed, if it's been a week, materials have changed.
Sure, sure.
It's been that way for about the
At this
last 4 years.
point,
so-
because that field conversion is gonna take the longest,
Yes.
and it's
Okay.
going to be.
And getting in line to get that.
And getting in line to get it done.
Okay.
It'd be the same company that did the last field. It's the same company, well, it's the same workers that built the complex.
Okay. So did I hear a motion for,
Up to 25,000 to do the field conversion.
okay,
And I seconded it.
have motion second, roll call please.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Turner,
Yes.
Ms. Pogue,
Yes.
Chairman Kathy.
Yes. All right, so we'll get started on that, and let's come back with another agenda item at next meeting, or
With the rest of it.
if you can get it together that fast. I mean, to look at some different options and some hard numbers to see what the total's gonna be.
Okay, that'll be the first meeting in October.
Okay.
Do you have a
Or-
preferred vendor, preferred, like the people we use for the splash pad, or the company that was used for the complex itself, you know, the original?
Oh, I have no,
mean,
I have no,
Do you have something that you want, a direction that you want?
Well,
Because there's a ton of stuff out there.
yeah, I think what Mr. Sherrill was speaking about is something that accents and complements what is existing on the sports complex.
Yeah, my point is, do you want it to match either what's on the complex or the splash pad? Because they're about the same. I mean, you want.
I
you
think the
want
Complex.
complex is where we'd like, I think it
Yeah.
needs to match those,
Right.
in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I just
the four posts, and then we were talking about, we could, instead of having two separate sets of bleachers, put them together under one bigger shade.
Yeah, that was.
Just put a petition, so they can't
Yeah.
throw things
We're
at each
gonna-
other.
we're
and
gonna-
post it.
Trash can. That was one of my mowing epiphanies I have while I was mowing. I thought, we don't have to have a bleacher for each home and way. We can put them together. It's, it's just, if they're gonna argue, they're gonna argue.
Well, they're T-ball. I mean, it's not.
It's the worst one.
That doesn't change, that makes it worse. All right,
Top five, the worst one.
okay,
So, but anyway, putting them together like that might save a little
okay.
installation cost. We'll-
Yeah, just looking at what the options are, capabilities. So, okay.
All right.
Moving down, is there any trustee comments? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
A motion and a second, roll call, please.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen, appreciate it. All right, as we move into our next meeting of the evening, the Atoka City Airport Authority Trust, would you call roll?
Ms. McGee? Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Ms.
Here.
Pogue?
Yeah, here.
Sorry.
Sorry, nope.
Mr. Turner?
Here.
Chairman Kathy?
Here. It's public comment time, so anything's not on the posted agenda, you may address the board at this time. Hearing none, we'll move down to the business agenda. Item number one, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of August 19th, 2024.
I'll motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Any trustee comments? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Second. I'll motion.
Second.
Motion is
Sorry.
second, roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. And as we enter into our last meeting of the evening, the Atoka City Industrial Development Authority, would you call roll, please?
Ms. Pogue?
Here.
Mr. Turner?
Here.
Mr. Sherrill?
Here.
Chairman Kathy?
Here.
It's like my brain stopped for a
Yeah.
minute.
Short circuit? Yeah. All right, this is public comment time. This is anything that's not on the posted agenda. You may address the board at this time. Hearing none, we'll move down to the business agenda. Item number one, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of September 3rd, 2024.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill?
Yes.
Ms. Pogue?
Yes.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kathy?
Yes. Item number two, discussion and/or action regarding accepting or rejecting the Economic Development Director's report. Good evening, Carol. How are you?
Good evening. So again, we had another great month. There's several small things that got accomplished. We did host a very successful event, or helped host a very successful event with the Southern Workforce Board, where they came and educators and industries got together and they each got to brainstorm ways of how they can develop current and future workforce. And the input that the school needed from the industries and the input that the industries needed from the schools. It was a really good mini summit. It was the first of, I think they're doing a total of 4 or 5 of these mini summits throughout the region. And they were really, really proud about that. Something that is going on kind of in the background almost is Kobe and I have both been approached multiple times about the need for a dialysis center here. I've spoken to a couple of you individually regarding possibly someone who wanted to build an office complex, and that maybe they would put in a dialysis center in there for part of their incentive. Hopefully, we will be making some headway on that.
I had a visit, probably 2 weeks ago,
Oh, okay.
roundabouts, and, so they're looking at some places, and I told them to get with you about
We've got a
what we had
meeting with
available.
him Friday, with him and the hospital administrator. It would make sense if the hospital has space to put it there because everything's ready to go.
Mhm.
But that is something that a lot of citizens are very concerned about, and it would really add to the quality of life for our region if we could have one here and people didn't have to go to Durant or Sherman or McAllister. So anyway, that's just something that's kind of going on in the background that we need to make sure we keep the heat on. ACETA will be posting the tourism manager position, and we will be filling that. And there's several events coming up with tourism, and something that I left off of here is, tourism is hosting the Christmas parade. The theme has been decided. It is a nursery rhyme Christmas.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, everybody seems to really like it, and so I think it'll
It's
be a
different.
really good one. It's different,
I figured we was gonna do something.
yeah. So, we're looking forward to that, but because of all of that, we need to fill that position very quickly. Of course, the sports complex, you've been hearing about that. Everybody's asking, when is the splash pad gonna close? We're gonna keep it open hopefully through October 6th. That will cover us on the National Night Out event on that Saturday, which is an afternoon event. In case it's hot, we're covered. If there's a freak freeze between now and then, we'll, of course, have to shut it.
I'm pretty sure it could still be 35 degrees, and some of those kids will still be splashing around in that water out there.
That thing is used a lot.
It is.
There's a lot of people really appreciate the council for putting that in. So, there you go.
Excellent.
I keep saying I'm gonna take the boys out there, but it's either too hot for me or not hot
Or
enough.
too cold for them.
Yes, or too cold for them, right.
Any other questions, comments for the director?
No, motion to approve?
Okay, thank you.
Second?
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue,
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Turner,
Yes.
Chairman Kathy.
Yes. Item number 3, discussion and/or action on approving or rejecting the payment of purchase orders for the Atoka City Industrial Development Authority for the month of August 2024. Any
Make a
questions?
motion, we approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Mr. Turner,
Yes.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Ms. Pogue,
Yes.
Chairman Kathy.
Yes. All right, as we move down the agenda, an executive session, there will be 2 parts to this executive session, 1 and 2. Number 1, an executive session is authorized by Title 25 State Statute 307, C11, all nonprofits, foundations, boards, bureaus, commissions, agencies, trusteeships, authorities, councils, committees, public trust, task force, or study groups supported in whole or part by public funds or entrusted with the expenditure of public funds for the purposes of conferring on matters pertaining to the economic development, including the transfer of property, financing, or the creation of a proposal to entice a business to locate within their jurisdiction if public disclosure of the matter discussed would interfere with the development of products or services, or if the public disclosure would violate the confidentiality of the business. Specifically, an update to the Atoka City Industrial Development Authority Board on economic development projects, including but not limited to hotel projects and for possible real estate transactions that cannot be publicly disclosed due to the confidential nature of the business relocation. And then part 2 of this executive session is an executive session as authorized by Title 25 State Statute 307B1, discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or resignation of any individual salaried public officer or employee, namely an annual review of the performance of the Atoka City Industrial Development Authority Director, Carol Irvin. Now, with all that said, since Johnny loves to make these long, written out.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Brian, can you
Do I hear a
repeat that?
motion? Do I
Can
hear
you
a
repeat
motion?
it? Motion to restate the question.
Yeah. Do I hear a motion to enter into the first and second? Can we do it separately?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to enter into executive session number 1 and number 2.
And I'll
Thank you.
second that.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Ms. Pogue,
Yes.
Mr. Turner,
Yes.
Chairman Kathy.
Yes.
See y'all later.
Okay, at this time, do I hear a motion to enter back into open session?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, roll call, please.
Ms. Pogue,
Here.
Mr. Turner,
Here.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Chairman Kathy.
Here. Okay, on items from return from executive session, item number one, acknowledgement of minutes of executive session, minutes were taken. And item two, discussion and or action on employment contract, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or resignation of the ACETA director. Do I hear a motion at this time? Hearing none, item dies for lack of a motion. Is there any trustee comments? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Ms. Pogue,
Yes.
Mr. Turner,
Yes.
Chairman Kathy.
Yes. Thank you, we are adjourned for the evening.
Thank you.